Hi, I'm Tony Todd, and welcome to Throwing Heat. I'm here with my two co-hosts, Dr. Dan Ratner and Ross DeBoss. Today's guest is by far the hardest working man in baseball, in my opinion. Let's bring to the show Cincinnati Reds, Mr. Scott Heineman is in the house. What's up, Scott?
My man, Tony T, thank you for the kind words, man.
Oh, yeah, come on, man.
Pumped to be on the show.
Oh, thank you. But I want to take you back to Santa Monica Little League, Scotty. Now, it seems like I've been knowing you since birth. So I used to come down there and you threw petroleum, and we even have confirmation from one of the best pitchers in baseball. That would be Lucas Giolito. So why did you stop pitching?
A couple surgeries later, I just had to shut it down. I wanted to make sure that I could play this game as long as possible. And, just my body in terms of my arm, it wasn't in the cards for me to stay on the mound. And so I thought it best to pick up the bat and just, I liked hitting too. So try taking as many swings as I can and seeing how that played out.
But that's true. But when you left Little League, you went to high school and you pitched at Crespi High and you went to Oregon on a baseball scholarship as a pitcher, I think. No,
that's true. Yeah.
Okay. So, and you ended up playing with third base?
Yeah, so entering high school, definitely pitching was my first love. Like you said, like coming out of Little League, I mean, that's all I love to do. And then my sophomore year at Crespi, I fractured the growth plate in my elbow in my right arm. And then it required surgery because the bone had formed over the nerve a little bit. And so I was experiencing some numbness, some tingling in my hand. And so required surgery. Anyways, back then when you're so young, like I didn't know about, rehabilitate, like I didn't know how to rehab and, take care of myself and my body and stuff. And so tried to come back too fast and just always kind of seemed to have arm problems in high school. And, I chose Oregon because I had committed there as a pitcher. And when I told them about the surgery, all the other teams that I had talked to, all the other schools, they said, well, we want to see you throw again. And Oregon was the only school that said, hey, we'll take you on the mound. We'll take you at the plate. We just want the human being. So that's why I chose Oregon. And it ended up working out for the best. I'm excited to be in the position I am right now. So everything happens for a reason.
That is great, though. You went to a place that valued you for the whole player, and that is good. Because, I mean, I don't know as much about it as you and Tony know, but I know that people have to make adjustments in this game if they want to get through it. But I'm impressed that you knew at a young age, you were like, I don't know about this pitching stuff. And I'm also impressed that you can, play in the major leagues. That blows my mind just in general. But as a hitter, too, to be able to do it at that level, what was your, Tony talks about your work ethic. So tell us about that. Why is he saying this?
Yeah, growing up, my parents just taught me about hard work. I witnessed it firsthand, just with the way my dad, my mom were in their careers. And then, as well as my sister and brother I basically followed the footsteps of my brother. My brother laid down the track for baseball, and he went, everything that I was going to go through, college, minor league career, big league career, he had already gone through, even though I did beat him to the big leagues. But
nice. I'm a younger brother. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
But the reason that I had done that was because I had so much information that he had given me coming up. And, he always taught me, we had each other, which was the best thing. And I'm very fortunate. Most people, they don't have a brother similar in age where it's literally, I would wake up in the mornings and say, hey, Tyler, you want to go play catch? You want to, go swing the bat? And a lot of people don't have another partner to do that with. And so we were very lucky there. But the hard work, like I said, I always knew I had talent and ability. And, you witness it where you see guys that just have that God-given talent where they can just show up to the ballpark, take no swings, and they can get in the batter's box and go a double off the wall or, homer over the, So me, I didn't have that. So I'm always constantly grinding, and I'm still trying to find it. And, I think it's that competitive fire inside me that, I want to be one of the best. I want to be up at this level for a long time. I want to be able to compete because I know this is the career that I want. And I know the only way that that's going to happen is if I continue to work. I'm not one of those guys who just can show up to the yard and it shows up. And,
you're not Tony Todd. I mean, Tony Todd shows up, no practice. It's a bomb. It's unbelievable.
So, that's
congratulations.
Tony.
You were brought up last week. I was excited. Tony was excited. Everybody in Los Angeles was excited. It's great news. I actually watched you play your first game and get your first hit, and your parents were at the game, but they were sitting like in the front row, and that doesn't usually happen. How did you get your parents' front row tickets?
Hey, like Tony T says, man, it's front row or he doesn't go. No, Texas. That's what he says. I got to give credit to Texas and their ownership. They do take care of their players and they hook it up. And obviously, Tony Todd's got a really good relationship with one of our owners, Neil Liebman, and so it was awesome. I didn't know they were going to sit front row. I didn't know where they were going to be. Most of the time, like you said, people are in the second deck or something like that. But I was able to come into the on deck circle for my first at bat, and I look back and I see my parents, I see Tony, I see my Uncle Pat. It was pretty special.
I remember when you got that hit. Tony sent me the pictures of you on the field because I knew you from the Crespi days, and like it's amazing. A kid from Crespi, as I mentioned to you before, my son went to Crespi, the same high school. This high school's 10 minutes from my house. I mean, and it's just incredible that you went to the school and now you're in the major leagues. And it's a just so everybody knows what the school is, it's 600 boys. It's a very small high school, and they have kids that, Milton plays for the Memphis Grizzlies. He went to Crespi. They have an incredible athletic department, and their basketball team is great, and their baseball team is not as good as Harvard Westlake, and you got to admit that. But they're pretty competitive.
Right now, for sure, not as good. But
when you were there, they were.
When I was there, up until my senior year, when I was there my sophomore and junior year, we were definitely putting Harvard Westlake down. We had the big boys though. We had Ryan Healy, and I think my junior year, our starting 9 was all Division I, and that just doesn't happen in high school, man. It was pretty cool, and not all huge D1 schools, but everyone was a Division I scholarship athlete, and so that pushed us even harder. We fed off each other. It wasn't, obviously you play this game, you have a lot of fun, but in high school, we all were driven to. We knew we were going to play college ball. We were driven to have, big league aspirations. And so that even pushed us harder. And you don't see that.
How many guys from your team went to major league?
On that team, it was right? Myself and Ryan Healy.
Healy, yeah.
But before I got there, Sean Gilmartin, he was there and he got to the big leagues. And then, obviously the big time names out of Crespi, Jeff Supon, Trevor Plouffe. But so, it's a baseball school. You had Scott Muckey there. One of the best coaches still to this day that I've ever played for. And just an incredible human being to learn from. It was awesome.
It must help though, to have people around you like that can help you dream that big. Cause it's like, you had your brother, you had Ryan Healy, you had all these players and Trevor Plouffe, people in the earlier days. It will allow you to have a sense, maybe I can do it. Look, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a shortstop. And I quickly found out that's not happening. but maybe if I had the attitude you did, I could have made it to high A.
No, I don't think so. You don't have the attitude either. You don't have the talent.
No, you're right. But hey, I might have been able to play on my middle school team. Will you give me that?
Maybe T-ball. Maybe. I don't know.
Now we're talking.
If Tony was coaching you, maybe T-ball. But let's talk about the Cincinnati Reds. I'm an avid Reds fan. Tony can testify to that. I watch a lot of baseball, but mostly Cincinnati Red baseball. Your team, Winker, right now, if I had a vote, he's your MVP in the National League. What do you think about that, Scott?
I go Winker or Castellanos for sure. And like you said, I loved my time in Texas. It was an awesome opportunity. But coming over here, seeing my name in the lineup the other day, splitting, the two, like you said, the two best, in my opinion, and your opinion too, and many opinions, the two best bats right now in the National League and in all of baseball. To be in the middle of them in the outfield is pretty special.
And
then
I forgot what happened in your first at bat when you played for the Reds. I totally forgot what happened.
Yeah, okay.
No. First at bat with the Reds, I took 96 off the hands. I'm still picking up my thumbs off a lefty, but the first at bat, yeah, I got into one, so it was
hit a home run. I'm telling you, I'm letting you say it, but I'll say it. He hit a home run. He's very modest. They're being modest, but he hit a home run. Was not many players have done that for the first time playing for the Reds, hitting a home run. I mean, you guys had not a great homestand last week. What is being said in the locker room? What are you guys talking about? How are you guys going to switch it up? What's going to happen?
There's just no panic from what I've seen so far. You know, we got really good leadership. I mean, it starts with Tucker Barnhart. We got a lot of veterans on this team, and then you know, we got guys, like you said, like, you know, that know how to play this game, that have played the game for a long time and played it at a very high level. Castellanos, Swinker. I mean, these guys know that they're going to hit. So there's no worry there. We know, you know, that we're going to start to get in the win column on a consistent basis. And so, you know, it's just the same thing every day, showing up to the yard, ready to go, preparing the same way and getting after it. And at the end of the year, you know, we're going to be where we want to be, I think.
Have any of the players playing any pranks on you yet? I know they'd like to play jokes on some of the new guys in the locker room. Has that ever happened to you yet?
Yeah, some players have played some pranks. When I actually got called up officially, they had played a good prank on me in AAA. They had bought me a flight. It's a long story. I'll keep it short, but they had bought me a flight to Round Rock, Texas, to say I was going to AAA, that I had gotten traded and not going up because my name was scratched from the lineup. And I talked to the manager. I said, "Hey, what's the deal? Why am I scratched?" And he said, "Hey, front office called. I cannot play you tonight. There's 100% you cannot be in the lineup. Like, you can't get in the game." And I said, "Wow, am I going up or what's the deal?" And he goes, "That's all the info I know." After the game, they had bought in a flight and played a prank on me. And it was actual full-on bought flight that showed me going to Round Rock, Texas, which is the AAA affiliate for the Rangers. And I was like, "No, you got to be kidding me, man. I didn't get traded to the Rangers." And I was almost sick to my stomach. And then one of my buddies, my roommate in AAA, came in the office. He ripped up the itinerary. He's like, no, man, you're going up to the show with the Reds. And They got me really good. They got me.
Wow. That's great. And how long did you take you to drive from Louisville to Cincinnati?
Well, we were actually in Memphis, so I got the flight out the next morning. But just the other day after the Sunday game, drove back to Louisville, only an hour and a half, and then
I know it's an hour, but I thought maybe you got there a lot faster, just because.
Oh,
listen, okay, hold on.
Ohio.
I have to jump in for a sec because this happens in interviews. Ross just hijacks everything, and I won't let him.
Thank you.
Yeah, you sit there. Okay, now listen. I want to hear. Listen, it's every kid's dream to get called up to the major leagues. What was it like once they tore up? And it was with the Rangers, right? That you first came up, right?
The first one, yeah.
Yeah, so I want
August 2nd,
let's jump
right?
back to that. Before
2019, I believe.
Ross is only
My
about
God.
the Reds. He's always about the Reds. So I love that. But what was it like when you first got called up? Tell that story.
With the Reds or Rangers?
Rangers. Could you
Didn't we
believe
sit
it?
in the lobby? Didn't we sit in the hotel for a little while? Because I was there.
Oh, yeah, no. Well, yeah, when we got to Texas, I knew I was, going to be activated, but obviously there has to be a roster move. And so until that happens, you can't go to the field. So, but going back, when I was called up from Nashville, our AAA affiliate in Texas, got called into the manager's office. He had gotten a phone call. My agent had talked to me like a few days beforehand and said, "There's a chance that you might get called up." Like, I just talked with the GM. But until it actually happens, you don't want to, get ahead of yourself. So when the manager called me in, he had our GM on the phone and he said, "Hey, they just made the move. They're calling you up." It was a huge hug. He had already told the team. So right when I left the office, whole team's waiting for me, showering me with some alcoholic drinks, but I can't get into that. So we'll say Gatorade and water. And
Gatorade's good.
Yeah, it was an incredible experience, man. Just, guys that, you're playing with guys that have been up in the big leagues, guys who are doing everything that they can to get there. And so you got the combination of both. And just whenever someone gets called up, it's a dream come true. And you're just so excited for each other. And it's no better feeling than to share it with a group of, 35 guys chasing the same dream and, pushing each other to get to that level.
Did you have jitters coming up to the plate that first time?
Oh, yeah. I mean, before I came up to the plate, I had so many messages from the guys in AAA saying, like, hey, if you don't swing out of your butt on the first pitch, don't even ever contact me again. So, like, you got to hack at the first one. No, but you definitely, just the jitters of the excitement of being there, wanting to get that first hit out of the way. Everyone says, like, you just get that first one out of the way and the rest will slow itself down. And so it's true. And I was just fortunate to cue one off the end of the bat and get one into right field on my second at bat and get it out of the way.
That's unbelievable. And your brother plays for the St. Louis Cardinals. I think he's in AAA right now. They're the big, like, the Reds hate the Cardinals. I mean,
hate them.
The one team the Reds don't like.
Yeah.
What's going to happen when he comes up and you're facing his team? Will there be any brotherly love going on, or it just, do you talk to him during the game if you're playing against him? How's that whole thing work?
Well, in my career, I played him twice in the minors when he was behind the plate, and then once in the big leagues. And I'm 3 for 12, so statistically not incredible, 250, but all 3 are home runs. So I'm getting excited if I see his name in the lineup and him behind the plate, because he just brings me luck somehow. But, before the game, if it's the morning, say we have a night game, we'll get breakfast or something like that together. Obviously, we're loving on each other, having a good time. But, yeah, once the lights come on, there's no brotherly love, man. If I got to slide hard at the plate, I'm sliding hard at the plate. It's win at all costs with, this is the big leagues, So
I agree.
And he knows that, and he's doing the same.
And if Wainwright wants to hit you with a pitch and you charge the mound and your brother tries to tackle you, you're not getting tackled. You're going after Wainwright. Don't worry. I know what you're going to do.
100%. I mean, we've all seen that YouTube video. If I get one up and in, I'm going the kick shot to get him out of the way, and then I'm going out there.
Now, does he talk to you when you come up to the plate? Does he say anything, Tyler?
Easy out. Everybody in.
Well, I
don't know what pitch is coming.
It depends on the situation. We had a good one in San Francisco last year where, there was a ball probably 3-4 inches off the plate, and he stuck it pretty good. He received it well, and called the ball, and he's like, "Hey, where you got that? I got that on the plate." I'm like, "Tyler, you got to be kidding me, man. That's off the plate. Don't be begging." So just some of that, like, jaw and, back and forth, because he's trying to get me out. So, and I'm trying to beat him. So that's kind of the only talk that happens.
That's fun
So Scott, we have a question from one of your fans here. I got like 30 of them, but we can only do like maybe 2.
I got some fans.
Oh, you have fans. So he says, "Hey, Scott, you're never one of the absolute top guys at any level, but everywhere you played, you rise to the top. You rise to be the top guy. How have you made that happen?"
Don't tell me Pat asked that question.
Who?
Did Uncle Pat ask that question? Because he's always told me that.
Oh, really? Uncle Pat? Nah.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's just feeding off the other guys. I mean, I'm so excited. I can't express, like, my excitement to be up here, and just the first few days of being up here. Obviously, I was in spring training with the guys, but, talking to Castellanos, talking to Winker, I mean, how can you not get better when you're working in the cage with them and you're just, talking shop and saying, "Hey, Casty," obviously I, talk with Casty more than Winker just because right-handed batter, but just saying, "Hey, what's your approach off this guy?" Or, "Hey, what are some slight adjustments I can make to my, mechanical actions that, will help me drive the ball a little bit more?" And, we're already breaking it down. And honestly, I'm just so thankful that, these guys are just, incredible, like, open to, helping me out and stuff like that. It's not like they just want to come in and get their work in. They're trying to make the team better. And so if they're helping me get better, obviously the team's going to get better and vice versa. So I think that's what helps me rise to the occasion the most. And that's where you get the most out of your talent.
And I cannot lie to you. That is a Pat Armstrong question.
I knew it. It's my guy.
Tony's a horrible actor, just so you know. He's horrible. He's horrible. But Pat, so tell me the biggest difference. You were in Louisville, now you're in Cincinnati. What's the biggest difference playing in AAA and playing in Major League Baseball?
Oh man. The lifestyle. I mean,
Tell us. I have no idea. I mean, you're talking to Dr. Dan Ratner, never played Major League Baseball.
No.
He dreamed about it a couple of times in his bed, but that's it.
They think I can not even play T-ball.
I mean, I saw Bull Durham. I don't know if that's what it's like. I have no idea. But I'm asking you, you just came from Louisville, now you're in Cincinnati, which is a great city. I love Cincinnati. Been there.
Yeah.
But tell us about it.
Well, obviously, on the field, the play is more consistent. And you got a lot more fans. You got, an extra deck up there instead of, two decks, you got 3 or 4. But really, I mean, the funny thing I was just joking with my roommate in AAA about is I sent him a video of like this nice hotel that we just came to. I mean, it's luxurious living. And he sent me a video back where, because the hotel that we were staying at in Memphis, I don't want to, blow anyone up or blow up the hotel, but
no.
We had to move rooms because we had a leakage. We had no AC. So it's just complete, 360. I mean, it's a flip of the switch.
That's what I heard.
I'd say that's the biggest thing is just in the big leagues, all you got to worry about is what you do on the field. Everything else is taken care of for you. You don't have to worry about where your gear is, where, your food's going to be coming from. And minor leagues, after BP, you're running to that
Chipotle?
you're running to the cafeteria to grab some peanut butter and jelly before it runs out. So I'd say, those are the biggest differences to prepare for the game for sure.
Scott, has it changed your sense of yourself to like be a major league, just walking around, in your average life? Do you feel different being a major leaguer?
No, because I'm still, like these guys like Castellanos, we just played the Milwaukee Brewers, Yelich, like these are Lorenzo Cain. I mean, all the names that you can name off. I mean, that's where I want to be. And then obviously, that's the kind of player that I want to be. I want to, win World Series, all that kind of stuff. And so I think until I get to that level, like, I'm going to keep pushing, so really like I do my best to stay grounded. My parents keep me grounded and keep it in perspective because, for the past 3 years, I have done the up and down. And so really, I don't get ahead of myself. I take it day to day because, like I said, tomorrow there's no guarantee where I'm going to be. So really, it's just day to day, and I think if you keep that mindset, the rest will take care of itself ultimately, put you in a good position. And
starting June 2nd, I think it's June 2nd, full stadium, masks are optional. I mean, how much would that make a huge difference for you guys? I mean, what do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait. I've never seen a packed stadium I have as a fan, but I've never played in front of a packed stadium. In 2019, obviously, last couple months of the year, stadium wasn't packed. And then 2020, no fans. And then, I was out there in center field just the other day. And when we had a mound visit, I was telling Winker and Cassie, I was like, wow, we got a lot of fans at this game. They're like, what are you talking about, man? We got 18,000. Wait till, like you said, June 2nd, when we got 45,000 and this place is going crazy. And I'm like, that's going to be fun. And so just looking forward to that, to experience that. Like I said, there's so many things that I haven't experienced that I want to experience, and that's definitely one of them.
And you definitely have to try that. Skyline Chili is a place. I know there's one in Louisville, but you got to try that Skyline Chili. I don't know if Tony likes it, but I enjoy it. It's one of the treasures of Cincinnati. You definitely have to try that also.
I know it's a treasure. Is it good?
I love it. My brother and I go to Cincinnati. Probably have it every day. And
wow.
And my daughter goes to the University of Miami in Ohio, and she does not like it. She had it once after a night of drinking, which we'll talk about that later. But she does not like it. But I'm trying to change her ways a little bit. But we'll see what happens.
So
Okay, I will have to check it out and I'll send Tony a pic to get back to you.
Yeah. So, Scotty, we have another question from one of your fans, Mr. David Real. He wants to know, who's your favorite baseball player growing up? And think about it. Did you ever have a favorite Reds player?
Favorite Reds player?
No, who was your favorite baseball player growing up?
Okay.
First,
Favorite baseball player. I mean, I was always a fan of a few players. Obviously, Ken Griffey Jr. Guy could do it all. I mean, that was must-watch TV. I think my favorite player probably was Manny Ramirez, just because he made the game look so easy and so fun. And then I hopped on the David Eckstein train. That was my brother's favorite player, and so I love my brother, and just him telling me about David Eckstein and more of how Eckstein was that grinder, that guy who was always told he was too small,
right.
Wasn't going to make it, all that kind of stuff, and he beat the odds. That's kind of when I hopped on the Eckstein train and was like, okay, you know what? This is kind of the guy I want to be. This is who I want to model my game after in terms of work ethic, being a great teammate on and off the field, those kind of things. But definitely favorite Reds player, Todd Frazier, the Todd father.
Oh, yeah.
And Todd's playing for Team USA. Did you read that, Scott?
I didn't just read that. Todd and I are good friends now.
Oh, you are?
Because,
okay.
we played in Texas in 2020.
That's right.
Honestly, only got to spend probably 2.5, 3 months together, but easily
great guy.
One of my favorite teammates
He's
I've ever
loved
played
in
with.
Cincinnati, Scott. He's
Oh, yeah.
He left. I know he left a while ago, but they love him in Cincinnati. He's the Godfather. They all love him there.
They love him everywhere.
Yeah. He's just unbelievable.
I got videos on my phone, messing around with him, saying, like, I sent him a video saying, hey, Todd, like, do you ever have to pay for a meal in Cincy? And he goes, come on, man, I'm a Todd father. I own Queen City. So, no, he's the man. And he did a lot of things, for the city of Cincinnati. And so he was he was fun to watch, where the guy released the bat before hitting it and still hit it out. I mean, like, he would just do some amazing things. He was fun to watch.
And he won the Little League World Series. He's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. And that's the best part about it is because last year we would always, I mean, he's obviously good friends with Mike Trout, both New Jersey guys. And,
Tom River.
Mike Trout is the best player who was born in New Jersey, but Frazier always says, hey, I'm the best player that came out of Jersey. I put up better numbers in Little League, put up better numbers in high school. He's like, I own Trout. He's like, I was a dominant basketball player. I, killed it in high school. And then, so he's the best player while in Jersey, but Trout obviously the best player that came out of Jersey.
And Trout made a few more dollars than him too. Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I'll take both their salaries, man. It's all good.
Now, Scott, I have another question from Mr. David Real. He wants to know, I know the answer to this. Do you collect baseball memorabilia or baseball cards?
Oh, yeah. I'm a big baseball memorabilia guy. Love it. I got a lot of respect for, the guys who have played this game. And so my dad was a huge card collector growing up. So he kind of got me in the swing of things. And then you always want those, mementos for,
of course,
that you can look back at and think of the good times and stuff like that. And so, anytime we play against a team that, like I said, when we're on the field, hey, we're trying to beat each other, we're trying to get after each other. But I do have a lot of respect for some of the way, for how some guys play the game. And, I'll talk with some players from other teams, like in batting practice or something like that. And it's not always the superstar or the best guy. It's just the guy that stands out to me because I know he works hard, or I'm, watching him during batting practice, all that kind of stuff. And if I really like a guy, I'll definitely get like a ball, a bat, or, even sometimes a jersey.
So what is your favorite sports collectible?
Oh, yeah.
I gotta.
Do you have any Scott Heineman cards?
Tell me you have a Trout.
Oh yeah, come on, Tony. I got a Trout bat and I got a Trout jersey. I mean, that's my favorite of all time, just because guy's the man. But but I do my Todd Frazier Texas Rangers jersey that he signed. Like, I'll have to show that to you guys. I got pictures on my phone, just that the words that he put on it, just brothers for life, all that kind of stuff. Is pretty cool. So that's probably my favorite signed jersey. Besides my brother, I got my brother's signed jersey after we played him in San Fran.
That was a good save because you already beat him in the major leagues. You don't want to do that.
You did. You're right.
All right, now Scott.
Hey, he's got a higher career average, I think.
All right, tell us what do you think are the chances that the Reds can go to the World Series?
We're only 5.5 games out, Scott. You know that. We're only 5 out of first place. Tony gives me a bad time all the time about my Reds, but I don't listen to him.
I love when fans say "we're." Like I always say that about my Indians.
I'm part
By
of
the way,
the team.
look, I have Manny Ramirez
worry.
shirt back here. I'm an Indians fan, and I say I'm part of the team. So all right, but you are actually part of the team. What do you think are the chances? What are your chances?
We got a good team, man. I mean, we really have a good team. We've been hit with some injuries. Obviously, Joey Votto, need him back. Nick Senzel back. Suarez is about to go off. I mean,
I agree.
That guy, he's obviously had an incredible career, and he shows up to the park. I got so much respect for that guy because he shows up to the park, the same guy. We've all been there in the minor leagues. I've had skids of 0 for 30, and I've shown up to the park immature, like not wanting to talk to people and stuff like that. I mean, this guy is just great guy to be around, great teammate. So it's going to turn around for him because he's a hard worker.
I love Suarez. I mean, 100 RBIs almost every year.
Oh yeah,
unbelievable. Now, Dana and I host a fantasy baseball show every week, and Kyle Farmer is available. He's a catcher, shortstop, second base, third base, and outfielder. I never seen that before ever in Yahoo Sports. I mean, does this guy really play all these positions?
Yeah, and he plays them well too. I mean, that guy's a Swiss Army knife. I want to see him on the bump. But Farmer is one of my favorite guys of all time. We funny story, because when we were in AAA in 2018, he was catching. I was at the plate when me and the pitcher got into a little bit. It ended up being a benches clearing deal. Nothing too crazy, but I remember, when I first got to the Reds, Farmer had told one of my buddies who was on the Rangers at that time, he was like, "Man, what's up with this Heineman kid? Is he, he's kind of a prick." Like, and then when we actually met each other and got to know each other, we were, we love each other. I love Farmer, man. He's a hard worker.
He's unbelievable. He plays everything. Yeah. There's nothing he can't do.
No, whatever you need from him, he does.
Did you tell your manager, David Bell, that you can pitch just in case if they need you, if the bullpen's kind of light? Did you tell him that you pitched in college and high school? Does he know this?
I don't know if he knows it, but I do want to get on the mound. Obviously, I don't, because that means it's probably not going too well for us in terms of that game.
Either way, if it's a blowout, no, that's not true. It could go either way.
Yeah. But yeah, that's always an option. I feel like I got it. Like I said, like we talked about, if we all have that pipe dream or whatever, I probably don't have the ability, but, hey, maybe it's an adult league when I'm 40 years old. Maybe that's where it lands me.
Now, Scott, I've always wanted to ask you this question. Now, your dad was a Santa Monica lieutenant for years. Now, when you were a kid, did he ever threaten you if you didn't work hard to put you in those handcuffs?
Yeah, the guy locked me in jail one time.
No, he did not.
Tell us the story. Yeah. I want to hear it before you leave. Why did he lock you in jail?
No, he just like I took a tour with him. He was showing me around the jail and stuff like that, and basically, showing me like, hey, if you don't listen to your parents, this is where you're gonna end up. And so scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. But anyways, he was like, yeah, get in the jail. So I got in the cell, and then he locked it. And like, my dad, if you know my dad, he loves to pull pranks. And I was like, all right, like, Dad, let me out, man. And then literally left me in there for maybe 30 minutes, came back, and he's like, hey, now do you understand? He's like, that was 30 minutes. Imagine like actually doing this for a life. He's like, you better freaking listen to your parents. So, no, I mean, obviously got a lot of respect for him and the job that he did. And just love my dad. Good person, cares about a lot of people. And
yes, he does. And he does a lot. And you're right about that, Scott. He does a lot for everyone. He's one of my great friends. And I mean, your entire family, man, has been nothing but respect, to me. And, I love you and your brother, your sister, your mom, it's just, and your Uncle Pat. So, Scott, thank you, man. It's been a pleasure, man, coming on the show. And, I know you had a long day today. When I spoke to you earlier, you were just running back and forth, man. So
hopefully some more stability now.